Well, you know, we really do have a ban, Jim. Once this, first of all, you get to keep your animal in the lifetime of this animal, but you have to meet very high standards. You have to, you know, it's perimeter fencing, it's all these things that Dave Daniels can do. You're not just going to be able to have life go on just as it was. So there's a whole series of things that you're going to have to do. Pay some fees, all that. And you're going to have to report to Dave so he can monitor. You're going to have to be devices put in these animals so we can track them. Some people won't be able to meet those standards. And that's what causes a challenge for us, because nobody's, you know, the zoo can take some of them. We're working with the zoos, we're working with the Department of Agriculture to try to figure this out. So we do have a ban, ultimately. But I don't think it's unreasonable to say that we'll phase it in, but the security's got to be there for these animals. So it's not life going on as it was, and you know, I think it's a reasonable approach to this. I think it's a pretty good approach to it. I mean, if the cages have to be secure, if the animals need to be monitored, there's going to be inspections. We'll be in good shape on all that. And then going forward later, if somebody wants to have a legitimate sanctuary, or if they want to take care of an animal that's been abused or whatever, they can do that. There's very high standards, which there ought to be. I mean, I don't know how many of you have ever driven out on 70. And when you get near Zanesville, and I know you've never seen this, because when you see it, you go, you've got to be kidding me. You look up on the hill, and that's where those animals were being kept. We could drive out there this afternoon and see these cages. That's not going to be acceptable anymore. So they'll have to meet the very high standards that are similar, but not exact to the standards of security that you see in any of our wildlife, legitimate wildlife settings and zoos. Okay?
Governor, how confident are you that these restrictions will prevent another incident like that in Zanesville from happening? And are you worried at all that this might send owners underground, that they might not register their animals?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I really believe that, I'm not sure what all the penalties are in this bill, but I feel pretty good about the fact that people will cooperate, they will register. Am I concerned that this would never, that you know, something like this could happen? Something like this isn't going to happen again. But am I concerned that an animal could get out? Absolutely, I am. And there's no foolproof protection here. But you know, I think the public just demands common sense, and I think that's what we have in this bill, and good security. But I don't know anything in life that is, you know, that's 100% sure. I know nothing, but I think that the way they've designed this, the public would get a sense of that finally they've acted, they got it done, it's common sense, and I'm really pleased they did this.
John's exactly right. There is no 100% foolproof of what business we do, whether it be a race or whether it be anything in life. An astronaut, they're not. What we do with that wild animals, we do the best we can do for the safety of the public first and the animals second.
And at the zoos. I mean, it was not long ago, back when, you know, I was doing Heartland, that we had an incident at San Diego Zoo. I mean, things happen, but you know, it's sort of like our regulations on fracking. You know, I mean, does that mean we're not going to have any environmental problems? Well, we'll probably have something, but the public says do the best you can, and that's what we've done here. And it's not just the best we can, we get a C. This is the best we can, we get an A. Other questions? Okay, I guess that finishes up. The other comment I want to make before we go is I just want to raise the issue that I'm concerned, not panicked, but concerned about the numbers that we will see in 2 weeks on unemployment. When in this country we created a total of 69,000 jobs in a country of 300 million people, that is a cause for concern. And I remind my colleagues in the legislature, this is precisely why we cannot raid the rainy day fund. Because the economics and the growth and the conditions in our country is uncertain. And we fight like crazy to outperform the federal government. We have. We're down to 7.4% unemployment. But I don't anticipate good news in a couple of weeks. I have no early pre-notification or anything else. But when you see the drop-off in the number of jobs that are created, it's really, really troublesome. Now, we're not going to let them get us down. We have big plans for this year, finish the MVR, a lot of good stuff in that, especially the energy bill. And we're going to have a very bold agenda for the next session of the Congress. That's going to design to continue to put Ohio in a place where we can have economic growth and economic stability. But I do want to say to you, as I said on Sunday at Meet the Press, that this is a concern of mine, and we'll work our way through it, and we'll see. But I just want everybody to know, when the wind blows in your face this much, sometimes there are consequences to it. So thank you all very much for being